In his second season, he just won the NBA Coach of the Year award. He played 11 years in the NBA. He was a member of the Houston Rockets team that went all the way in 1994, played his college ball at UC Irvine, and is currently the head coach of the OKC Thunder. That series shifts back to Oklahoma City. Scott Brooks is my guest. Scott, great to have you on. How are you?
I'm doing great, Jim. What's happening?
What's up, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Just finished up having lunch at Red Lobster.
Awesome. Love it. How'd that go for you?
It went well. I should have some good karma for Game 6 now, right?
Yeah, with that blast, you should probably win that thing going away. We'll double back to that in a minute, and I appreciate you saying that. Let me get your thoughts. Coming back home, the Lakers showed up as you'd expect them to show up in a 2-2 series at home. What have you told your team coming into the next game?
Well, I told my team this morning that they did their job. They won their home game. We have to take care of our job now. That's win Game 6. It's most important that we go out there with better energy than we did in Game 5. And quite frankly, we got to make some shots. We didn't make shots. Give Lakers some credit. They did defend us much better. They didn't allow us to get in transition, but we didn't defend them well, and we didn't make shots when we did have open shots.
Scott Brooks joining us. The Lakers did do a much better job defensively. Talk about Kobe Bryant. How disruptive was he to you and to Russell Westbrook?
Well, he's one of the best defenders in the league when he's really committed and engaged on the defensive end, and he took the challenge to stop Russell, and they did a good job. But I think the more important thing that they did well was offensively they did a much better job of scoring. The first half, it was 65% field goal percentage. We could not get out in transition to utilize our strength, and that's quickness and scoring transition. They made us score in the half court, and we've struggled with that all year. And against the Lakers, they're so long and inside that we had trouble scoring.
Scott, you touched on it, but obviously it's a game of adjustments. They made their adjustments. It worked. What sort of adjustments specifically are you looking to make for this game?
Well, we're gonna have to defend much better, like we've done the first 4 games, and offensively we're gonna have to attack. We're gonna have to make if Kobe's on Russell again, we're gonna have to make him come off the screens, and we're gonna have to make some shots. We're gonna have to attack it early in the shot clock and try to get in transition.
The other thing is too, it's like anything else. You want to impose your will on them before they do it to you. You want to get out and run. You want to be in transition. You want them to play at your pace.
Yeah, we can't play their style of basketball. If we do, we're not going to win that game. We have to defend. We cannot, take the ball out of the basket every time down court and expect to score in half court. We have to do a much better job of that. But the Lakers are good. We know going into this series that we were going to have our hands full, and they were going to do a lot of great things. They were going to test us mentally, test us physically, and they've done that. And we've done a good job of holding our court, our home court, and we just have one more opportunity to take care of Game 6.
Scott Brooks joining us. Scott, I think you guys have done a great job in playing with poise and composure, especially for a young team that's never been there before. Even as a player, you've been there before, but not as a head coach. I thought that you needed experience, and it was a process, but the team just seemed to show up like it had been there. How were they able to maintain their composure when they hadn't been there before?
Well, they've worked extremely hard to get to this point. We had a good year to make the playoffs, first of all, and there's no question about it. We are a young team, but like I tell the guys, if we're going to use our age as an excuse, we got that excuse for 3 or 4 more years, because 3 years from now, Kevin's 24, Russell's 24, James Harden's 23. We're going to have that built-in excuse, but we never used it during the year, and we're not going to start now. We have to really just go out there and play hard, play together, and we've done that very well most of the year, and we have to continue to do that. We know the Lakers have 1,000 playoff games experience. We can't ever get away from that, but we only can do what we have control over, and that is to play hard and play together.
Hey, Scott, how do you figure Kevin Durant's a great, great talent, but did you see him getting this fast, this soon?
Special player, Jim. He's a special player. He has. He just has it. He has the ability to support his teammates, and not just on the offensive end. He's a scorer. He can play make. He can rebound. He defends. He can test shots. He likes to guard the best players. He's an all-around player that it really is good for us, because we can tell our other guys, hey, Kevin's doing the dirty work. He's one of our best players. You have to do it, and he's coachable. He's a great teammate.
It's a coach's dream, right? You've been in situations like this when the best player is the toughest player and the best player is working harder than everybody else. That's a great hammer for you to have, because, to your point, you can point this guy out and say, look, we're not asking you to do something that the franchise isn't already doing.
Yes. and he's coachable. I get on him is probably more than anybody on the team. If he's not defending, he's not rebounding, I call him out. Kevin, you got to do this, and the team sees that, and they understand that. They have to do the same things that Kevin does, and Kevin has to do the same things that the rest of the guys do. And, I had that situation with Rudy T in Houston and with Olajuwon. Olajuwon was able to do both ends of the court, and then everybody kind of rallied around that. Kevin wants to be a great defender. He's gotten much better. He's not where he needs to be, but he's gotten much better at that end of the floor.
Scott Brooks joining us. Scott, you're the coach of the year in your second year, and you played 11 years in the NBA. You've coached with other guys. Who were your greatest influences as coaches?
Well, as coaches, there's so many. I tell everybody, and this, it's my mom. I saw her get up every day, put in work every day, supported all 7 kids on her own. My father left when I was 2. She just gave me that will to make sure I put in the honest day's work every day. And I saw it every day of my life growing up. But as a basketball, my high school coach, Coach Stricker, is just a phenomenal guy that really taught me a lot of lessons about, basketball and life. But my favorite pro coach was probably my first coach. Jimmy Lynam gave me an opportunity. Not a lot of coaches gave a 5'11", very average talent guy an opportunity to make an NBA team, and I made the team, and I had a lot of years because of that guy.
Hey, Scott, go back. I mean, you're 5'11", when you peaked out, but you're growing up in a home, and your mother is raising 7 kids. You're playing high school basketball. If I had found you or somebody found you as a high school player and said, one day you're going to go on to the NBA, play 11 years, win a world championship, become a head coach, and be the head coach of the year. If somebody said that to you as a player in high school, what would you have thought?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know what. I probably wouldn't have believed them one thing. But I'm glad it happened. I'm glad I went through the path that I did. A lot of great things have happened to me, and I just believe in, things work for a reason. Irvine gave me a great opportunity to further my playing and my playing career. But I just had a good opportunity to, growing up. I would have never guessed it. And you're right.
Hey, Scott, when you were at Irvine, was the dome, the Thunderdome at UC Santa Barbara, you and I overlapped. Was it rocking yet, or was it still a year or two before that happened?
It was rocking. We could not beat them there, but they could not beat us at Crawford Hall. They had some good players coming through there. I wasn't good enough to be recruited by them, but thankfully I was not. I'm very proud to be an Anteater. I'm looking forward to Russell Turner turning that program around.
Who was the coach? Was Mulligan coaching?
Coach Mulligan. He passed away a few months ago. Great coach, great man. He taught me a lot about the game of basketball. We played a pro style in the college. We were a college team playing pro sets, pro fast breaks, and it gave me an opportunity to get better as a player.
He was a great personality, wasn't he, Bill Mulligan?
Fun guy. Every practice was entertainment, but he was tough on us. He challenged us every day, but it was a great time being an Anteater.
It's good. I am bursting with pride hearing you say that you were not good enough to get recruited by UC Santa Barbara. I'm feeling good about me hearing that.
They couldn't.
Hey, listen, that's Big West guys. There aren't very many Big West guys that have hit the big time. We've got to stick together, or at least you guys got to stick together.
You're right. Brian Shaw, he's a proud gaucho, and I'm a very proud Anteater. We've got to stick together, Big West.
There you go. Scott Brooks, the coach of the year. They're coming back to OKC Game 6 tomorrow night. Scott, I appreciate it. And what can I say? I think you got a lot of karma, a Red Lobster reference, some Big West talk. I think you're in a good spot now going back home.
All we need is some Sandstorm, right?
Dude, you are the best. Give me a Sandstorm. How are you finding time to log some jungle time, Scott?
I had nothing to do when I was in California looking for a job.
Sandstorm's the best, right?
It's good stuff.
Got to fix everything. All right, I'm going to send you out, Coach, with Sandstorm. It's a great call. Good job.
Thanks, Jim.
Good luck, Scott. That's incredible. I'm an L.A. guy, born and bred. I'm going to say for the record that he busted out with Sandstorm. I will root for the Thunder. I'm an L.A. native now. Hey, look, I don't root. But when an NBA coach and the coach of the year comes on and on the way out the door asks for some Sandstorm, it's got my support. That guy started the interview with an old school Red Lobster reference and just closed the show, his show, with Sandstorm. One of the great moments ever by a coach on this show. Started the interview by going old school Red Lobster.
Zeke, it's always great to have you on The Last Word. Thank you very much for joining us. What's up?
My pleasure. I just got back from Red Lobster.
That's where that came from. And then on the way out the door, wanted some Sandstorm. Hey, Scott, I'm not sure I ever thought that I would do this about a second-year head coach. Scott freaking